Henny Youngman once wrote, "Americans are getting stronger." 20 years ago, it took two people to carry $10 worth of groceries. Today, a 5-year-old can do it. Why does this happen? Inflation. A term that you have likely heard before, but may not fully understand what it means and how it impacts you. In simple terms, inflation means the rising costs of products and services when money loses purchasing power. In other words, the same amount of money can buy fewer goods and services when compared to previous years. It all comes down to the law of supply and demand. If there are more people interested in purchasing a certain item than people willing to sell it, the price must go up. Why do you think the topic of inflation gained such relevance over the last few months and years? Because of its devastating impact all around the world, which was exponentialized due to COVID-19. Throughout the pandemic, factories were closed, people unable to work, meaning that the amount of products produced decreased, and as the demand stayed the same, prices rose. Also, governments adapted measures to ensure that citizens can maintain a certain standard of living through these tough times, like the PPP, short for Payment Protection Program, leading to an increase in the money supply, which also contributes to inflation. For instance, in the United States, the 12-month inflation in July of 2022 was over 15 times higher than the same period only 2 years prior. Experts affirm that a 2% interest rate is considered healthy. It is sufficient to stimulate private initiatives and growth, and too little to slow down the economy. In the fiscal year of 2022, the inflation in the United States was over 3 times greater at 6.5%. Additionally, high inflation usually means an uncertainty in the economy, which, when combined with higher interest rates, a tool used to combat inflation, making it more expensive for business and people to borrow money, there is less economic activities, investments, and overall growth. Now that the enemy has been identified, what can you do to minimize its impacts? While it may not be possible to completely protect oneself from inflation, there are several steps that you can take to mitigate its effects. Firstly, investing in assets that tend to appreciate in value over time, such as real estate or stocks, as these assets can provide a hedge against inflation. If you are a more conservative person and do not like the volatility of the preceding investments, you may consider TIPS, short for Treasury Inflation Protected Securities. These are designed to provide a return that is adjusted by inflation, which can help protect against the erosion of purchasing power. Let's say they guarantee a rate of 2% plus inflation. If inflation was 4% at the end, your investment would increase by 6%. Another option are commodities such as gold or oil, which tend to hold their value during times of inflation. As the world's most successful and wealthy investor, Warren Buffett once said, "One should never keep all eggs in one basket." Therefore, maintaining a diversified portfolio of investments that includes a mix of assets based on your personality and objectives can help reduce risk. Lastly, protecting oneself from inflation requires a proactive approach that includes diversifying investments, monitoring inflation rates, and making strategic investment decisions. By taking these steps, individuals can help mitigate the impact of inflation on their finances and maintain their purchasing power over time. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.